Hi, everybody. On a Monday mid-afternoon, an important update for the latest on this bomb cyclone, which sounds, a little bit sarcastic, but if you Google bomb cyclogenesis or bomb cyclone, you will come up with the definition of a developing, deepening, strengthening low pressure center um, to an extreme potential over a quick period or shortened period of time. And on the left, that's what's happening. This low that really gets going overnight tonight into tomorrow morning and then just explodes off of the Oregon and Washington coast Tuesday evening. This is Tuesday evening snapshot of the surface map of the GFS. So here's Portland. Here's the low. And again, these isobars, when they're packed really tight together, like they are right around the low, that's pretty much hurricane type force wind gradient, meaning incredibly strong winds. But by the time you get to the Oregon coast, notice how what's packed really tight around the low looks like a 10,938 surface low, 938 surface low, you'd call it. It's really deep. Um, by the time you get to the Oregon coast, the lines start to get more widely spaced, and that means the wind's not nearly as strong as they would be closer to the low center. Now, this is still a threat to bring south gusty winds up and down the coast. There's still a high wind warning for the Oregon coast. Tuesday afternoon through the night for potential 60-mile-per-hour winds, and that may verify. And I'll get into the watch warning map from the Weather Service in just a moment. But real quick, the update I'm going to show you is that the models this morning have been trending to still develop this low very strongly, but hold it out just enough to out to sea to where inland areas avoid any really strong wind. And then they quickly spin it back to the northwest and it moves away from us. So we might get a brief blow from this low and then it would be gone. And that's still for tomorrow night. The big news up in the Cascades, 2 feet of snow has fallen at Timberline and Meadows, both resorts now reporting a 50-inch base. I did some checking. You have to go back to the fall of 2010, some 14 years back, the fall of 2010, to find so much snow on the ground on the 18th day of November. So it's been a long time. Absolutely an early start to the ski and board season, assuming we can hold on to it, right? This is also, which we told you going back to last Thursday and Friday, it would be, that this storm is the first major winter storm of the season to be an absolute snowstorm at pass level. Again, it's been an absolute snowstorm at pass level. This is government camp at 4,000 feet, Highway 26. They picked up a solid 8 inches of snow at pass level, something we have not seen from one storm so far this fall. And the temperature is remaining cold. So it's all snow-packed highways, as it will be tonight for travel, as it will be tomorrow for travel. So lots going on, no doubt. Here's the latest snow level forecast. Again, the winter storm warning. The current one is set to expire at 10 o'clock tonight. There may be a new winter storm warning issued for Tuesday night into Wednesday. So keep updated on that. Today, it's been 8 inches of snow or more down to 1,500 feet. Well, you've got to get above 2,000 feet to find 8 inches of snow. But there's been sticking snow as low as 1,500 feet. Then tomorrow, we still got a 3,000-foot snow level, a 3,500 snow level on Wednesday. So everything that falls Tuesday night into Wednesday with that approaching low will be snow at pass level. And then you get some melting, or at least softness, with a wet mix up through 6,000 feet Thursday afternoon, Thursday night. And then the snow level at 5,000 feet Friday would be generally rain at government camp. Okay. The Momentous Wealth Podcast, again, listen on Apple Podcasts, listen on Spotify, select from a library of different investment topics brought to you by the local Momentous Wealth Management firm based in Vancouver, Washington, licensed in both Oregon and Washington. Okay. Here is a snapshot from one of my live cameras. Remember, I have that 19 property live resort camera network on my weather site, portlandweather.com. It's always interesting to check out what's going on. So what you see here, this is as of about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Just a little bit of leftover of what was a fairly solid dusting of snow at the 1,500-foot level. This morning, the golf course grass was pretty much all white. Now they've warmed up a little bit and they've melted most of that dusting off, but there was evidence of how low the snow levels have been. Here is the latest updated watch warning map from our friends at the Weather Service. Really nothing new here from when I talked to you yesterday. The color over the Cascades of pinkish tone, that's the winter storm warning that is set to expire at 10 p.m. tonight. But again, a new one may be issued for Tuesday night into Wednesday. The kind of bluish purplish tones over the coast range is the winter weather advisory for snow, generally sticking at 2,000 feet and higher, which is above the coast range highways. Earlier this morning, there was some snow sticking roadside along Highway 6 and 26. Those are the two higher passes going into Tillamook and then 26 into the Seaside Cannon Beach split. So we're still watching that. That expires this evening as well. Sneaker wave warning still in effect for the coast today. And notice the white of the valley. That's no watches, no warnings, no advisories. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Weather Service decides to pop up a wind advisory for the I-5 corridor in the Willamette Valley for Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. I think it's going to be borderline, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. Better confidence right now of higher winds in extreme southern Oregon. And then we still have the wind watch for tomorrow, basically tomorrow afternoon into Wednesday for areas of central Oregon for 60-mile-per-hour south wind gust. And I mentioned earlier, it doesn't really show up on this map, but there's also the wind watch for the Oregon coast for tomorrow afternoon through tomorrow night, again for south 60-mile-per-hour winds. So that's pretty much what we talked about. I want to show you a couple animations on this bomb cyclone, this bomb cyclogenesis, as it's called. And you're going to get what the term refers to: rapid development of a deepening strong low pressure system. So this is this afternoon at 4 p.m. Here's the low in question. Looks like a typical low, right? Now I'm going to blow this up. Watch it, watch it, watch it. Bam, there it explodes into tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. A 10940 low pressure center. Wow. See, let's watch it again. It's fun to watch. That's what they're talking about. Rapid development of a deepening intense low that in the center of this is absolutely hurricane type forcing. So again, that's tomorrow. But see, here's where the strong wind field is. And then here is where my mouse is. There's Portland. Here's the Oregon and Washington coast right here. Here's the front, the surface front, which is going to bring some rain and some gusty winds Tuesday evening, Tuesday overnight. But as I play this into Wednesday morning, see how the lines all of a sudden overnight become more spaced? And then as I play this Wednesday daytime, see how now it's curling back to the northwest. So let me just take this back to real time. Here is overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Here's the rapid explosive development Tuesday daytime. There's the potential wind field Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, but then going into Thursday, the low curves all the way back and pulls out farther to sea in weekends. So it's kind of this glancing blow, right? I will tell you that the weather modeling between last night and mid-morning today, if anything, seemed to be backing off on the wind threat and the intenseness of rain. We're still going to get noticeably gusty winds Tuesday evening overnight. We're still going to get a pretty good dump of rain. And while there may or may not be some watches or advisory issued, there is a high wind watch for the coast tomorrow night for 60-mile-per-hour south gust. I think generally speaking, this is just going to be blustery and wet for the valley. And while some things might blow around, I think right now odds, this could still change, but right now I think odds are still likely that we're going to somehow miss out on this. Okay. Here is the same low. This is what the moisture field. So let me play this. Let me back it up. I'm sorry. I'm getting lost here. My phone was ringing. This is tomorrow, the same low. This is the 10,000 foot moisture. What I want you to notice this time is this elongated area, this fetch of moisture, not so much the low, but how long this elongated fetch of green, that's moisture saturation at 10,000 feet, feeds into us. So there's all of Tuesday night. Here's all of Wednesday daytime. Here is Thursday into Thursday afternoon. So if you just look at all of that, all these hours of what would be kind of an atmospheric river type elongated fetch of moisture flowing into us over a period of 1 to 2 days, you would assume we're going to get inches of rain. To the point that I kind of think the weather modeling might be underdoing just how much rain we could get. Here's the European model. This is how much rain falls yet today on this Monday, all the way through Thursday at 4 p.m. I mean, it shows, it shows an inch and a half to 2 inches basically from Kelso Longview down through Portland, Salem, about 2.5 inches down into Lane County. And then you've got amounts even closer to 3 inches when you get down into extreme southern Oregon. And you've got an inch up towards Seattle. And you've got coastal amounts of 273 in Astoria, nearly 3 in Tillamook. And then you get 3 to 4 to 4.5 inches in extreme southern Oregon along the coast. And then by the time you get down into northern California's coastline, it prints out 5, 6, 7, 8 inch rain amounts. So one thing I've noticed in trying to figure out why the modeling is not giving us even more rain, I think these amounts are absolutely believable, is that it's possible that the bullseye that kind of starves the rest of the flow is in the Northern California. And that can happen. You think you're going to get hammered, but there's an area nearby you that gets so much more, and it literally does rob some of the moisture potential from your area. But still, 2 to 3 along the coast from, between now and Thursday, absolutely believable. 1 to 2 in the valley between now and Thursday daytime, absolutely believable. Okay, I think I've got. Oh boy. Okay, I was going to show you. Did I? Okay, let me. I thought I had the wind loaded and I didn't. So let's go find it. Okay, here we go. All right, this is going to show us wind speeds. All right, let me get this going here. Here we are. Let's back it up. So this is the main wind threat really begins around 4 or 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So notice tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday, we've got gusty. These will be south winds gusting to about 30 up the valley. These will be east winds gusting to 30 coming out of the gorge. Here is the leading edge of the look out in the Pacific. Good grief, 81 mile per hour wind gusts. Then you near shore, 70 to 60 mile per hour winds, but not inland. Inland, it's 42 to 47. Okay. All right. Now here is getting into the evening hours. Now you've got 60 mile per hour winds along the coast. That's believable. 80 mile per hour winds just offshore. Close enough that that's a concern. Again, everything hinges on how close this low just gets to us or just holds off, right? This is showing it just holding off. And we have 80 mile per hour winds offshore, but 60 along the coast. Here are the 40 mile per hour south winds racing up the valley. But notice this, these are 36 to 40 mile per hour east winds coming out of the gorge. Why an east wind in the gorge? Because you got the low out here, low pressure. You got the winds out of the gorge, boom, blowing perpendicular right toward that low center. That's why you get the east winds coming out of the gorge. And notice this, 52 mile per hour wind up in Cowlitz County. And then 53 up around St. Helens. I think those are east winds. This could be an east wind up around Mount Hood. So you could make the case that while the Willamette Valley is getting south winds gusting 30 to 40, 45, and we think it was windy, but it wasn't that bad, that at some point Tuesday evening overnight, there's a 50 mile per hour east wind explosion gusting out of the gorge. That might turn out to be the biggest story for those of you who live in proximity to those East County locations. 60 mile per hour winds at the coast, if it doesn't get worse than that, it's really not that big a deal, right? And then as we go into Wednesday, let me play this into Wednesday morning. Here's Wednesday morning. Okay. Now all of a sudden, now you're backing off. Here's the wind field with that low starting to pull away from us. Now you've got winds along the coast itself. Wednesday morning, 38 to 40, 45. Winds in the valley back down to 25, 35. East winds weakening in the gorge. And then that wind continues to be noticeable, but weakening all the way into Thursday. And out here in green, that's that low moving away. So all pretty interesting, right? Okay. So here we go. It's still, there are multiple weather systems, including another one Thursday night and a Friday, another one Saturday. So basically every day on the 7-day has at least some rain. Temperatures 40s to 50s. This is Medford's 7-day, clearly. Bend, again, chance of snow showers there tonight into tomorrow morning. But then generally warming Wednesday. Then look at the overnight lows. Thursday morning, maybe some winter weather, but daytime highs warm up into the 40s and the 50s. Okay, all right. Seattle's just going to be wet, right? 40s, 50 degrees. Some days not quite that warm. I'm just kind of rushing through this because all these forecasts do. Here's Newport is showcase the clouds and the rain with multiple systems yet to come. So Portland 7-day. The showers, we've had some lightning detected today. Keep an eye on that. I think the showers become fewer number tonight and fewer number tomorrow morning. So overnight tonight, Tuesday morning, some showers around, but really pretty quiet. And then we talked about the wind threat in the valley and at the coast and the gorge Tuesday evening overnight. There'll be some steady heavy rain with that. Again, there could be a couple inches of rainfall from Tuesday evening through Thursday afternoon with rain at times absolutely through the period. Temperatures warming a little bit, 50 Wednesday, 53 Friday, or excuse me, Thursday, 47 to 54 on Friday's a fairly warm, wet system. Saturday showers, not as much rain, more scattered. And then Sunday, I still think has the potential to be mainly dry with a shower threat. Now, I will update this again probably in the afternoon hours of tomorrow. So by 2, 3 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, I would expect we would have confidence in how strong the winds will or will not be, how much rain will or will not fall. But at this point, I think any legitimate widespread flooding concern is in the slight department. I think we're still almost on the fence as to whether or not we have enough wind to worry about tomorrow night. It's not going to be extreme, but we're on the fence as to whether or not we get 40-mile-per-hour winds in the valley or higher, as opposed to not. We're on the fence as to whether or not we get those 50-mile-per-hour east winds coming out of the gorge Tuesday night or not. Okay. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill. I'll talk to you soon.